Hey, what's up? Welcome to week one or video one of whatever it is. And this video series is basically just me documenting my week by week process. I'm not sure if I even gonna release it, probably I will. The first topic that I will talk about is exactly this, like, should you share what you do as you do it? Should you share your insights and lessons as you do it? And it's not like I'm giving you an answer, it's like giving you my experience so far with doing this and why I choose to do it again. That's one of the things, and I think the format of these things that I will do, it's basically lessons that I'm learning, um, things I'm working on, like something I'm building right now that I think might be cool to share, um, and yeah, I think it's fun, and also it's obviously like kind of the goal of this series. It's kind of selfish, like look at this, looking back on this and saying, "Wow, we did some amazing progress," as well as trying to just talk out of my head, just things that come to my mind and things that I want to share, and improving my public speaking, improving my relationship building. Now the main thing, and let's dive into it actually, like, should you share, um, should you share your secrets? What about competition? All these things. So my general take on this is as follows. So I did like a challenge on Twitter 2 years ago where I built like SaaS in public and I shared everything, like every single thing, like the decisions or most of the things, at least as I remember. And there was a lot of quote unquote copycats or competition. Now, and even recording this, I'm like even thinking like, should I share some of the things I'm building? Like, what's my competitive advantage? What is all these things? And I think it's kind of a balance between providing value and building trust. Because giving real secrets and things that are helpful for people, this is what builds the relationship with people. Like, because I can give you some stuff that everyone else is sharing, but if it's not unique, if there is no edge in this or something special or something interesting, then I will just sound like anyone else. On top of that, like, I'm thinking about all the friendships, relationships I had with people in my life. Maybe if it was professional, maybe it was this. If we leave the personal aspect of this, which is still important, because if we leave this experience of personality and I like you, and we live and we keep the thing about trust and knowledge, the way you stand out is by giving useful information that someone can use. The way you give this information is by sharing cutting edge information that you discover yourself. So I can right now discover a secret and share it with you, and then you can use it. But what I realized, like, in this experience of my Twitter journey, that I shared this SaaS and maybe people copied me, like, the funny thing is, a few months after, someone is sending me a message like with the benefits of the tool I built, and I'm like, okay, you don't follow what I'm doing. Obviously it was automated, which is okay. So what I'm trying to say here is, what did I want to say, is that 99% of people that are gonna copy you will quit. Like the 1% or 10%, whatever, of people that are actually good and actually will be able to do something with this information, they don't really care about what you have to share, because they are too busy watching these videos or doing these things. The only one that cares about this is the 99%. Now, from these 99% people, maybe only really 5%, less than this, will actually execute and will be able to do something with this information. Now, on top of this, the reason why I will not share secrets is to keep my advantage, right? But let's say I decide for some reason to move on to something else. So then, keeping these secrets to myself, it's not really helping anyone. But sharing them and learning with others, this can stay for long. So when I share these things with you, it's building relationships at scale because people remember you because you are helpful, and keeping this to yourself, it's not really helpful. Now, if it's something that you really like, or it's your vision, it's something that you're not gonna quit for the next 5 to 10 years, then you will keep doing every day. You will keep your advantage over and over because you keep learning. Your advantage is that you have a passion for a specific topic. My advantage is that I keep learning about social media, Twitter, building code, automations, AI. I keep staying in the front. This is my edge. Like the edge, it's not what I discovered so far. It's the ability to keep going and keep applying new, trying stuff. And this is your edge. Okay, this is your passion. And once I decide to say like, this information is what got me here, I'm starting to lose my competitive advantage, because what I'm saying is, I'm not capable of finding more things. I got obsolete. Okay, so if it's something that you're planning to do for 5 to 10 years, you will figure out new stuff. Okay, and if not, the secrets you share doesn't matter, and you take the relationships that you built, the trust, and these things that last forever actually. So yeah, this is something that why you should share your secrets anyway. That's my conclusion from today. So how much time we are on doing this? Now, another benefit that I like, and I'm gonna do 2 videos a week at least. That's what I wrote to myself. 2 videos a week. One of them is that I'm gonna create it, I'm gonna ideate, edit, write, do it very, not perfect, but refine it. But also I want to have these videos that I can just share and document stuff, because I noticed that I start overthinking, the more I build, the more I overthink. So having this kind of balance between sharing everything or sharing some stuff that I learned, between doing this and doing this off top of my head, non-edited, raw footage, and so on, it keeps it more fresh, more real, and lets idea come in. So what I look at it's basically you have one that is structured, and this is in any creative process that I experienced so far: coding, writing, creating content, all these things. You have this straight line, but in this straight line you also have this, that it's never straight, but you're always trying to get this back to the straight line so people can actually consume it. The goal of these things is to make it 10 minutes off the dome, not edited, maybe have some topic in my mind that I want to share. The basic things that I wrote to myself is like lessons, things I built, and yeah, that's it. So this week and last upcoming weeks, what I learned was basically the power of no code and AI and all these things. So only recently I learned about make.com, and if I go to make.com, then this tool can save you tons of time, because instead of coding everything, you can use it in your arsenal, and you can basically, it's like Zapier, but I feel like it's more comfortable for me because I can connect the APIs and stuff very fast. So if you combine this Make with Python and ChatGPT, you can do a lot of cool stuff. For example, right now I'm building kind of a lead qualifier for Twitter. So if I go to ChatGPT, I just gave it, I want to train it to find, I want to, let's say, find all the high quality leads that are in the US or Europe, whatever. Now, sometimes people on Twitter, they don't put their location. So what I want to do is I want to find, okay, but sometimes you can tell that the name is not American or European. So what you can do with ChatGPT is you can ask him, like, give me the origin of the name, more or less, you know. So, and Slovenia, United States, Mexico, Nigeria, and it's pretty cool. And actually, one of these things, I checked it, I take the name, and it's actually pretty accurate. So you have that. So I learned about this. So basically, I can go to I can make this kind of an API. I can send it the data, and it will come back location based on the name. But there are a few disadvantages here. One of them is, let me create another one like this. One of the disadvantages is AI can be costly. Okay, so especially for these kind of cases, let's say there is 10,000 data set that I'm sending to this API, plus using no code, it can get. Actually, this one is not so expensive, but really in large data you can get a lot. So yeah, I don't want to make these videos too long. What I was learning this week with AI automation and no code is that it's all a trade-off, okay, and code, okay, so you basically have code, you have make, like, let's call it Python, you have Python, you have make, you have ChatGPT, and you have like automation, and you have also VA, so it's like human, that it doesn't take a lot of resources, like it's $5 an hour, $10, like $3 to $5 an hour, and you have all these resources. Now ChatGPT can get costly. Automation is kind of cheap. Custom code can be also, you know, if you don't know how to develop, it can be costly. Also, if you do know how to develop, the time it takes to develop stuff might take a lot of time. No code can get to some point that it's expensive. So what we are seeing here in this 2023, it's pretty cool that you can combine all sorts of ways and think about, okay, what is the system I want to build? How much I want to use AI? How much I want to use human? How much I want to use automation? What parts should be automated? What parts should be custom code built? What part of, you know, and you can play with it, and you can play with the costs. And it's pretty interesting because instead of, it's pretty cool to me because I like to build stuff. So you have all these resources, quote unquote, that you can play with, and most of them are not so expensive. Most of them are, you know, budget-wise, are smart. But you know, for example, what I said, like right now, if we use this instead of using a VA, is it worth it? Like, we can train a VA. Like, training a VA takes time, SOP. You know, it might not be a good fit. It takes resources and so on. But you know, you can optimize the hiring process. For example, you can say, I'm gonna go to Upwork. I'm gonna give all of them. I'm gonna find a way to encapsulate this into a task. Let's say I hire developers. I'm gonna say, okay, we said VA. So let's say I'm gonna give a 3 VAs a list of, or SDR, whatever it is, a list of leads, and the one that is qualifying the faster, highest quality, and so on, stays, and I pick this guy or this person. Then I give them the SOP, the process, and they learn it fast. And you know, I have this thing. This takes time. ChatGPT takes money. It really depends on. This is why it's so cool, because it really depends on what's your strength. So my strength is, like, I like to build code. I don't like to interact with people too much, or I prefer talking to machines. And yeah, then, you know, like, you can decide, okay, but if you are more like a people person, you can go on the hiring team, do some automation, do some ChatGPT, do some of these things, and focus on that. Yeah, so yeah, that's all what I wanted to share today. For a summary, okay, this is week 1. I think I'm gonna do 1 video a week. It's sustainable because I want to get into the loop. I feel like if you don't put like a deadline or some number of 100 videos or something, you're gonna quit. So I'll see what I'm gonna do here. But yeah, the main things I wanted to summarize here, it's that, you know, sharing your secret is always net positive. Sharing things with the world, sharing things, like, there is always balance between sharing what you're doing right now, and between the other things. But on the other end, like, people cannot copy your brain, people cannot copy your work ethic, people cannot copy some stuff. So it's only information at the end of the day. Like, they cannot implement what you can implement. They cannot download your brain, no matter how much you're gonna, at least now, no matter how much you're gonna share. Also, the idea of sharing stuff with no thinking, like just raw material, to let creativity flow without structure. And then I also shared some things, cool things that you can do with the new tools that we have right now, like Python, Make, ChatGPT, automation, human resource, and so on. And yeah, and I think this series will become kind of my experimentations, learning, automation, AI, building software, marketing. Okay, so this is also a form of marketing. And yeah, that's it. So if you like some of this content, if I uploaded this, I don't know, but if you watched so far, thank you so much for watching. I'll share more videos. Click the subscribe, click the like if it's on YouTube. And yeah, thank you for watching. Love you. Bye bye.